Listen up, man. You gotta stop complaining to these women. You have to stop complaining to women. You're gonna run them away every time you complain to them. And it's just that simple. So, I've got hundreds of different stories and examples that I can give you guys. It's not gonna do you any good right now for me to give you those examples. So, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you'll get a lot of different stories and a lot of different examples. But simply, if you're going to complain, you need to complain to your bros at the gym. Do not go home and complain to your woman. You will run them away. They will look at you. They will call you weak in their heads. And so these are things that gradually I had to learn over the years. And I'm just trying to save you guys the headache so you won't make the same mistakes that I made. And some of you guys have made the same mistakes that I've made and continue to make those mistakes because you're just uneducated when it comes to knowing how women actually think and how they operate. Now, the traditional woman, maybe she was okay with listening to the gripes and complaints during, the Great Depression era when people were literally starving and trying to come up with ends meet. But in today's reality, in modern day dating, women don't want to hear that because they're in the same battlefield. They're trying to keep their lights on. So it's the mindset of you pay me. And so because it's that mindset, because we've become so, I hate to say equals because physically we're not equal to women, but because the mindset of monetary value, women can achieve greater or the same, similar, if not greater assets than men can achieve today. Um, I think that when men complain to women, it just creates like this ultimate weapon that you're forging every single time. You tell them about how tired you are, how you hate your job, how you're not happy, how all these things you are building a weapon that they are going to use against you at some point. It is literally a ticking time bomb that you're building. It's self-inflicted. You don't realize it. And before too long, they will use that weapon. They will flip the switch on you. And you will literally, I hate to use this term, create your own 9/11. How do you avoid that? If you've got problems, go to the gym. Go to your gym bros. Go to your guy friend. If you don't have guy friends, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't go to the gym, I don't know what to tell you. Do not tell your woman. You will run them the away. And most of you guys do it because they're always telling you, a woman's always going to tell you, oh, what's wrong? You don't seem like yourself today. You look like you're in deep thought. Is everything okay? You know what your response should be every single time? Yeah, everything's fine. I'm just thinking about some stuff. Oh, what are you thinking about? Um, I'm trying to think about if you go into details about your life with women, the thing that keeps you interesting as a man is the fact that you're a man and that they don't know shit about you. That's what keeps women interested in you is they don't know fuck shit about you. They know the bare minimum. You take them out, you come, you feed them, you do fun stuff with them. Outside of that, no. They don't need to know what your bank account looks like. Even when you're married, you should have separate bank accounts, in my personal opinion. If she needs to borrow money, you send it to her. She has no business in your finances. She has no business in your head. The only thing she should be wondering about is what's for dinner, where are we going to vacation at next? And really that's it. If you've got kids with her, you know, when's the next game? Who's helping with homework? Let's do it together, sure. But if there's problems, if there's an inclination that there is something that is going to show her that you have an emotional barrier that can be dampened, she's going to render you useless. The reason why is this. Historically, men are warriors. We're warriors, we're problem solvers, we're solutionists. We master the art of problem solving. Women master nothing except emotional distress. Do you have women who are super successful? Do you have women in the past who have been super tactical and great warriors and things of that nature? Yeah, you have anomalies. They exist in every stretch of the imagination. You have anomalies, but I'm talking about today. I'm not talking about in China or some parts of Asia or some military operations during the Great Depression or World War II, female pilots, and all those great, amazing things that took place. I don't give a fuck about any of that, because there's no women out here today in America who are being forced to live that lifestyle. We're talking about normal, everyday, average American, westernized women. And at the end of the day, if you're a man and you're telling her all of your sap stories, what other women have done to you, if you're on a first date basis, women don't deserve to know that information because they will use it against you always. Oh, what about Krista? You told me that Krista was effing other guys at the beach. I didn't do that to you. At least I'm not as bad as she was. How the F does she know about Krista? It's because you told her about Krista. You literally fueled your own weapon. You forged it in the fire of complaints. And then you get mad and triggered when she brings these people up. You literally created your own Frankenstein. Let me rephrase that. You literally are Victor Frankenstein creating your own monster that's gonna unalive you. And then, yes, you complain that the woman is manipulative, she's a narcissist, and those things may also be true. But as a man, whose fault is it when you give them the ammunition? If you feel the need to complain, go to the gym. Do not complain to your woman. I'll give you a good example of the run chase method. So I was talking to this chick, this is about a year ago, and she was this librarian. She was talking about all the things that she wanted in a guy and how her last ex-boyfriend that she had known off and on for a year was pretty much this lazy sack of shit. He would sit on the couch all day, watch NFL games. She missed 2 weddings. Well, she didn't miss it, but she asked him to attend 2 weddings. He wouldn't show up with her. Like, he just wanted to fuck her and sit on the couch and Uber in meals. He didn't even take her out to dinner or anything. And I told her, I said, dude, that's bare minimum. That's crazy. I can't believe he did that to you. I was doing all the simp things. You want to know the appropriate response that you should give a woman? You shouldn't be a save a 304. You should be a, man, that's tough. You know why? Because she chose to put up with that. It's not your fault. You don't have to say, I'm sorry that you went through that. She chose that lifestyle. She chose to put herself through that shit. You didn't. So anyways, continue the conversation. She knows what I do or did for a living. I'm retired now. And she's like, all the things. I'm telling her I'm traveling. I'm going to Greece. I'm going to Athens. I'm trying to find a life partner to do all these things with me. And, hopefully I become successful at that. She's like, oh, so you're doing all the things I want to do and all the blah, blah, blah. And somehow we got into the topic of children. And she's like, "Why? I don't think I want to have children and XYZ. I'm sorry we're not on the same page, all this, that, and the other." And so I tell her about my child. And she's like, "Oh, well, that's one thing that I didn't consider when we first started talking, is that you had a child." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. That's fine. What does my child have to do with us traveling around the world?" That's my thought process on this. You don't even want kids anyways. So what does my child have to be like? Why are you using that as some sort of leverage to make it seem like my life is not where it needs to be? I'm already successful. I've already escaped the rat race. So women are so delusional. Let me show you the cat and mouse shit that she played. So I entertained the conversation, which today I would never entertain this conversation. I would block her immediately. So at the time, I played the conversation a little bit, probably 7 minutes more into it. She sent a couple of voice notes, and I think her voice note was, "Well, I believe in 50-50. My mom was the breadwinner." And I said, "That's cool. My mom was a doctor. My mom is a doctor." And I block her. Ultimately, I block her. And so she hunts me down on social media, the dating app that we met on, which is the first problem. And she says, "Hey, I've been trying to reach out to you. I know that our last conversation didn't end well. You want to know what happened was someone else was in her DMs, and because this is when I blocked her. Let's rewind back. I blocked her where she said, "Yeah, I know I've been in relationships normally with people that I know, but I'm so open to dating other people now. I just have bad anxiety." So I didn't respond back to that. I blocked her because I'd seen that pattern before. And what you're telling me is that you want to be a 304. You want to go out, you want to date, you want to do all the things, you want to date other people. You're telling me you want to date other people when it's just me and you talking, which is a red flag. It's a red flag. We're literally on a texting voice note date, and you're telling me about other people you're interested in dating without telling me that you're interested in dating other people. You said it. So I blocked her anyways. So a week goes by. She hunts me down on social media. And for 2 weeks, she's sending messages off and on. "Hey, I know our conversation didn't go well. And I just was reaching out. I've been trying to contact you for a couple of days. And, I just didn't feel like the conversation ended well." Well, you chose to make that conversation what it was. So I didn't respond. So another 7 or 8 days goes by. I say a week. And she reaches out and says again, talking about, "I'm just going through a lot and this and that." Because you can tell on this dating app that that I'm reading the message. It's just not, I'm just choosing not to respond back. And so I never responded back to her. And she was very, very attractive, super attractive when I never responded back to her. And so it just went to go show that the cat and mouse game that these girls play, these 304s, you just missed out. You could have been traveling with me, going to Italy, Japan, or whatever. You missed out. You're done. You're opt out. By the way, I'm going to be uploading some of those travel videos soon on this YouTube channel. So if you do like this kind of content, guys, we'll be doing these videos all over the place. But right now, I'm here for now, so we're going to do them here. But anyway, do not tell these women how you feel. The moment you do, they will run. They will run. There's like 4 categories of what a woman thinks. They're asking you for good morning text all day long, and they're wanting you to text them all throughout the day. If you do that, you will lose that woman. Always be fucking busy. Be in the gym. Be about your bag, guys. Till the next video. Take care.